है।
Back to Hambantota for this first one-day international between the hosts, Afghanistan, and the touring team from Pakistan. Well, what a performance that was from the Afghans. They decided that they were going to have a bat first, Pakistan, and in the end it was the Afghan spinners who absolutely dominated proceedings, bowling out Pakistan for 201. Alongside me, Ramiz Raja. Ramiz, what about that batting performance from Pakistan?
Not great, actually. You can lose wickets. It's fine. It's part of the game. And on a pitch like this, you needed time on the crease, basically. It was a grinder's pitch. But they were like the proverbial rabbit in front of the headlights because they were waiting for the shock system to set in. They weren't proactive at all. It was as if they were waiting for disaster to happen. There was no kind of aggression that could have been shown, especially against spinners, because otherwise they'll dominate you completely, and that is exactly what happened. What about 8 wickets out of total 11 that went to the spinners?
Now, I know that there's a number of big competitions that are coming. We're thinking of the Asia Cup, we're thinking of the World Cup. Is there a problem at the top of the order, and I speak specifically about Fakhar Zaman?
Yeah, I mean, Bedefense should have prevailed because he didn't look convincing at all when he was playing LPL. He was down and out, and he's got technical issue. It's not that he's out of form, but his bat twists in his hand. And then Babar Azam has got this iffy game against spin up front early when the ball is new. He just plonks his front foot and gets leg before wicket. That happened during the Test series as well against Sri Lanka, and then they just couldn't handle the variations, the sleight of hand from Rashid and rest of the spinning department, and so it was very easy for the Afghanistani bowlers to target them.
Well, the surface was a little sluggish. There was some turn there, certainly, for the Afghan spinners. So it's all very well us pointing fingers at Pakistan, but Afghanistan did really well.
They bowled brilliantly, actually. I mean, they were accurate. Look at that. I mean, it's just a fabulous delivery. And not only did he bamboozle him, but it was the straighter line that got the better of the batters, actually. And Shaheen Shah Afridi had no clue about that ball, and in the end, leg before wicket was the last man. And so it was all over. But fact is that we didn't see any kind of plan, any aggression. Credit to the Afghanistan bowlers for absolutely dismantling Pakistan. Nabi, Rashid, Rahman, Mujib up front. In LPL he was a little iffy, but not in this contest against Pakistan.
I know all the accolades will go to the spin, but what about their young left armour at the top, Faisal Farooqi? Is he someone that Afghanistan can be excited about going into these tournaments?
Yeah, he swings the ball, he's got pace, and being a left armour, obviously there's this advantage, but Mujib started off with a new ball, and I mean, if you get Babar Azam early in the piece, that means half the batting lineup is done, because he's got that kind of influence, and even though, there were sparkles of brilliance from the number 3 batters or number 4, but overall it was lack of consistency. Imam-ul-Haq batted extremely well though, because he had a plan, and he stuck to that plan, which was to occupy the crease and play the spinners off the back foot instead of just moving forward and hoping for the best.
Players are making their way onto the ground. Still not going to be an easy chase, is it?
No, I think they've got to put in the hard yards with the new ball, because Pakistan's strength is fast bowling. All they need to do is to attack and make sure that runs are difficult to come. Afghanistan can wilt under pressure, and that is what they'll be hoping for Pakistan. They need to feel well and get wickets up front.
Can the Pakistan spinners get as much purchase out of the surface as what Afghanistan did?
Well, they've got 2 leg spinners, so obviously, there is hope. But the platform has got to be laid by their pacers. It's important that they get off to a great start here. Shaheen Afridi and co.
All right, Ramesh, thanks very much for your time.
Thank you.
Time to go upstairs and join David Gower and Amir Sohail.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much. And this becomes a very, very key part of this game. Pakistan restricted to 201. And if you're a side in trouble with the bat, You then need your bowlers to get you out of that trouble, and Shah Afridi, who will open the bowling, is one of those potential people. For the batting side for Afghanistan, Ramanullah Gurbaz is one of those exciting players who can change a game in an instant, and Ibrahim Zadran as well is another run maker at the top of the order. And a good opening partnership would take Afghanistan a long way to their first ever victory against Pakistan in a full ODI. But, as I say, the likes of Shah Afridi, they are the sort of people, they're the sort of players who can make a difference. He has an outstanding record with the new ball. One of his specialities is making those early breakthroughs, so this is what we call a classic contest.
It has become one. And one thing for the Pakistan bowlers, they don't have to bowl out of desperation.
Well, first ball of the reply is full and swinging in. Gurbaz equal to it. But that's his strength, isn't it? Shah. He bowls at decent pace, of course, but he gets it full, straight and swinging, and therefore you have to be on your mettle at the top of the innings against him.
The field is well appointed for those in-swinging deliveries from Shah Afridi. There is one at catching, shot mid-wicket.
Yeah, Gurbaz just kept his left leg inside the line, inside the swing there. But I'll tell you what, I mean, the one thing, if I were coaching Afghanistan at this stage, say, look, just find your way through these opening 10 overs. Because then, you know, the pressure goes entirely onto Pakistan and their bowlers. Take what opportunities there are. The asking rate is only just over 4 runs per over. Oh, that's wide. Not quite given wide, just within the white lines, the guidelines, but fired wide.
Yeah, you mentioned the fact that Gurbaz is looking to stay inside the line of the delivery. Hey, he tried to bowl the outswinger to the right-hander, but erred in line. Pushed it way outside the off stump, but the thinking was good.
Yeah, that's the length that sometimes finds a way through. If he gets the ball to swing as well, that can be very, very dangerous, which is why this is, if you look at Gurbaz's technique, okay, it's ending up just outside off stump, but that left leg is not going a long way across, because one of the big mistakes that opening batsmen make against Shah Afridi is to get the leg in the way. They end up playing around that front leg, they miss the ball, LBW, job done. So there's a clear effort from Gurbaz to make sure that doesn't happen. Opens up other possibilities. Again, the left leg gets out of the way quickly. First run of the innings is tucked away down behind square on the leg side.
Yeah, you spoke about the other opportunities opening up for the bowler when you're looking to stay inside the line of the delivery. You've got to be absolutely sure hitting the ball through covers. You need to get to the pitch of the ball. Otherwise, you're an endangered species.
Or you need to watch the ball incredibly well. Yeah, I like the allusion to national parks and the rest of it. You won't know this, Amir, but my second autobiography, if I'm allowed to say this, was called An Endangered Species. One without loss. A decent start. Actually, decent start in both senses. Tight over from Shah Afridi. Nothing given away by Afghanistan. The worst thing that could have happened, of course, was the same thing that happened in Pakistan's first over, a wicket. So that's what Afghanistan need to do, is just to find their way through these opening 10 overs.
Rather, from the house, see the star. जीरा प्लस चाय के साथ पेश करके तो देखो, फिर देखो कैसे सालों का फासला एक सुर में मिट जाता है। यही है गुफ्तगू का प्लस। जीरे का जायका लिए हमारी बातों से खस्ता जीरा प्लस।
Places that scene very, very carefully. Talking about opening partnerships, the value of a good opening partnership. In the memory banks for this pair, this opening pair of batsmen for Afghanistan, well, the fact they put on 256 for the first wicket against Bangladesh in July this year. Not surprisingly, Afghanistan's highest partnership for any wicket, actually, in ODIs. They don't need that many today, but they do. Afghanistan's highest partnership for any wicket, actually, in ODIs. They don't need that many today, but they do. Afghanistan's highest partnership for any wicket, actually, in ODIs. They don't need that many today, but they do.
good word you use. The batsmen need to be alert. But most of the times what happens when Shaheen Shah Afridi's bowler, they are alarmed.
Oh, that's up. That's going to be your simplest of chances. The short ball cramped him for room. Ibrahim completely miscuing. And so it wasn't a wicket in the first over, but it's a wicket in Shaheen Shah Afridi's second over, the third over of the innings. And that's an interesting start for Pakistan to fight back so quickly.
Needed early wickets, and it's the man. Shaheen Shah Afridi caught the batsman unaware. He kept on pushing the ball up to the batsman, and this time around surprised the batter with a short pitch delivery, and it has worked.
Well, you've got to be looking for the in-swinger, the one that gets slanted away, and the short ball. If you're not onto it quickly, that's exactly what happens. Ibrahim's a drawn out for a duck. It's 3 for 1.
आज होगा टक्कर का मुकाबला, बिहारी लड़ाई और तेल का तड़का।
एरियल का नया ब्लू फॉर्मूला जिद्दी दागों का करे सफाया।
Afghanistan 3 for 1. 2.4 overs bowled. Pakistan strike early. Number 3 is Rahmat Shah, who bowled a couple of overs at the end and picked up a wicket. Part-time leg spin worked for him at the end of Pakistan's innings. But now this is what he is paid to do, is to bat at number 3. 30 years old, an average of best part of 37 in ODI, the best of 114. Time for cool heads, good techniques, bit of patience, bit of resistance. Time to try and resist Shaheen Shah Afridi. Oh, that's how not to do it. The full toss, the low full toss, finds the bat, and the bat finds mid-wicket. So it's 2 in 2 for Shaheen Shah Afridi. It's the end of the night for Rahmat Shah. First ball ducked for him, and disconsolate looks in the Afghanistan camp.
How many times we have seen a bowler picking up a wicket with a full toss? Who says it's a bad delivery? Can be a wicket-taking delivery. Yes, that ball swung at the last moment for Shaheen Shah Afridi. That's why Rahmat, one of Afghanistan's technically well-equipped player, wasn't able to control the stroke. Hit the ball aerial, and he had to pay the price. He lost.
आज होगा टक्कर का मुकाबला, बिहारी लड़ाई और तेल का तड़का।
एरियल का नया ब्लू फॉर्मूला जिद्दी दागों का करे सफाया।
Well, dramatic events right at the start of this Afghanistan reply. Is it time for a captain's knock? Asmatullah Shahidi at number 4 is on a hat-trick, is facing a hat-trick ball from Shaheen Shah Afridi. So one short and lofted in the air, nice simple catch. The other one full, hits reasonably well, but unfortunately straight at Agha Salman again. So 2 in 2 for Agha Salman, 2 catches, 2 in 2, 2 wickets for Shaheen Shah Afridi, 2 in 2 for Pakistan. So this man is now on a hat-trick. 2 slips, 3 slips, a first, a second, a fourth slip. Man just behind square on the offside. A deep short leg is in as well. Another wicket now. The cat will be amongst the pigeons. The pigeons will all be gone. Ball and just outside off stump. Defended. So a moment of relief, but Afghanistan up against it now at 3 for 2 after 3.
आज होगा टक्कर का मुकाबला बिहारी लड़ाई और तेल का तड़का
एरियल का नया ब्लू फॉर्मूला जिद्दी दागों का करे सफाया.
Pushed away. First of all, it was the short ball that had Ibrahim in all sorts of trouble. Hits him right up on the splice. He's late on the shot, even on this slow pitch. Thank you very much. Salman comes in to take the catch. Then that swinging low pull toss, tucked away. And as a batsman, you'll know that, I suppose, if it's your day, it goes a yard and a half wide of the fielder, and it's your first runs. This just picks out Salman absolutely perfectly.
That was a perfect field placing for in-swinging deliveries. Now, not in the first over. In the second over, managed to pick up a couple of wickets. Shaheen Shah.
Well, it's only, 5 minutes ago I was talking about trying to survive the first 10 overs, to build an opening partnership, to start the construction of a bit of a platform to tackle this target. Those plans